welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here I'm going to do my AFL Fantasy Round 3 preview. So this week, a few tough calls to be made with players making about 60k, whether you jump on them, jump on new rookies. You got the Caldwell injury, you got the underperforming Gaff, you got the underperforming Neil. Who do we bring in for this week? So, looking at premium options for this week, if you're looking at if you're wanting to trade Gaff or Neil, Oliver was outstanding, but I feel like he's just a little too high in price for me to touch. Brayshaw looks like a gun. At $7.50, you can make a little bit of coin off the other two. Dusty, I wouldn't probably touch him now. I feel like $7.50 is a bit high for him. I feel like he's just going to solidly average 100 for the next little bit. But everyone has their own opinions on that. Bowes does look good in a Gold Coast backline that loves chipping around. So any Bowes, Markov, I'll talk about later. They look pretty good. If you're looking at like a 400 odd range, which is where most of the value seems to be at this very moment, Walker I wouldn't touch. Just he's similar to a Rosie last year. Rosie dominated the first couple of rounds and just went silent after that. I feel like Walker might be the same thing. Motlob is just an unknown role at Port. Port has played not too good a sides, and last year Motlop's shown he can have a very, very low floor, so I wouldn't touch him. I'm looking at Markov this week. He looks solid with Gold Coast backline chipping around, and he has a ceiling. He has scored 100 this year, so he looks like a good pick, and I feel like you could, if you want to save the 30k, Cummings and also a good pick for GWS, taking the kickouts. And there's Fantasia as well. However, I'll be a little bit less wanting him because Port has had some easy fixtures, and playing as a forward, he'll rack up against easy teams. Hind, if you want a forward, I love his role off the back line, and he'll probably get forward defence DPP, which will be handy later on if you do have a Fantasia or a Nick Cox. So those are my 400. I feel like they're right for the picking if you want to go to one of them for Caldwell. And then looking at the rookies, manager you wouldn't touch. Berry is someone I'm waiting for team announcements for that game, but if he is picked, I would love to have him in, be handy. He'll probably make a handy another 150k. It should be good for a downgrade to upgrade a couple of my rookies. Bergman, if he plays, is another option. Berry, don't see him scoring stacks, but if you need a forward, there's a possibility there. Lazaro is another one that played a full game, scored 71. So if you're desperate for cash to get an upgrade up, Lazaro is an option. There's also a couple of new rookies, Robertson for Brisbane, except you'd have to trade him in tonight, which I probably wouldn't want. I would like to see. I like seeing a game out of a rookie before touching them. Fullerton with the McInerney out could get a slightly better role, but I wouldn't really trust it this week. Along with my team, in defence, Sharp being out, I feel like he can be a handy loophole for Highmore and Kaczynski later on. With the loopholes, I know there's a worry about the medical sub, but if you have a 50-50, if you think 50-50 guess for the rookie roulette between Highmore and Kaczynski, I would do it because you're pretty much got a free shot at Highmore. If Sharp does get named, you can just switch Sharp with Kaczynski and play the other defender on the field. And you said it was 50-50, so you expect it's expected to score about the same amount. However, if you think, for example, Highmore is 80%, Kazitsky's 20%, just chuck Highmore straight on field and don't worry about the loophole, because with your gut, you think Highmore's going to score well, do that. So Dangerfield's come in handy this week for me for being a handy loophole. The missed trade last week probably ends up working a little in my favour, because then I can now take the best score of Rowe and Berry, move Danger with Campbell after that Crows game, take the best one, and if none of them do score well, I've got Brockman that I can chuck Dangerfield on the bench with, and that will be handy. So I've got pretty much a triple loop going on there. If both of them score well, you just go happy days, take one of them and run. Maybe, but with the rookie scores and the loopholes. Now I'm talking about the captain loopholes. I'm going to loop McRae with Merritt this week, and I would need Dangerfield on the field to be able to do this. So I feel like a 190 is probably a good score, rookie plus captain to take this week. So if McRae goes 130 and I have a rookie with 60, I'd probably take it. If McRae goes 120, I probably want my rookie to be 65 to 70 to take it, with Merritt to come later on. But hopefully McRae can go 120, one of the rookies go 70, and I don't have to worry about it after that. But so this week, looking at my team, Laird, hopefully what the defenders pick up their game with Laird, Stewart, Daniel and Short. They might, I don't know, they just seem to not be wanting to get more than 80 last week, but we'll see. They are still averaging, in other than Stewart, 90 plus, so hopefully they continue. Hope my new recruit Markov does right against Adelaide. He should rack up. Highmore, I'm going to play on field, even though it's just a 50-50 guess between those two. Highmore does play Essendon, so hopefully we can get a few more cheapies. Midfield, McRae, Merritt, just too solid, even though Merritt hasn't performed how I want him to so far. Taranto is so underwhelming. Hopefully he gets that forward status, so then I can just move him straight down the forward line. Clark has been moved into my midfield to allow for Markov, and he hopefully just continue. He gets about 75-80 this week, and I could be happy with that. And these rookies, I can't complain. Gordon, Campbell, Power, and Jordan, very, very solid. I told you about the loophole very earlier. Grundy's playing up against not the best Brisbane ruck line this week, so hopefully he can match last week. And Flynn has been very solid. Bit worried about Hunter's job security later on, but he might become a loophole as well, which I'll take. And Meek did perform well last week. I'll take 55 from him any day. Dunkley, great starting pick, and hope he continues. Phillips, solid 85. Hopefully you can bump that up to about 90, but you can't complain. Stevenson was so disappointing last week. That was one terrible trade, and with Cunnington and Will Phillips coming in, I feel like Stevenson will even push further out of that midfield. So, but hopefully you can, because the high half forwards have seemed to be racking up a little bit, so hopefully you can get a bit of the touch of the ball. Dow with Fisher and Martin out, hopefully can bump his score up to 65. And Warner's been, I loved his games being played. So if you don't have Warner, bring him in. He's playing midfield / wing, and I see him averaging 70 to 75 and be handy to hold to the buys. So that's my team for this week. And my preview. Good luck for everyone else's for their trades, and I'll see you on Monday evening after the Geelong Hawthorn game. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Good luck.